with us.
So yeah, we're going to have your code and your ticker on this network, and you can't stop it from being traded.
Right.
And so there's a derivative, and then if there's liquidity bonding the prices together, so if, let's say you have Chainlink on Ethereum, and then after launch, price bounces around a while, but I bet that over time that these prices will move similarly.
Right.
I think that the Link ticker on Pulsechain is likely to move similarly to the Link ticker on Ethereum.
Right. Just because of the bridge, right? And
well, because they were bonded by the liquidity.
Right.
And then it's the same code with the same ticker. Now, do you want to pay $100 or $300 to trade it on Ethereum, or do you want to pay a penny to trade it over here? And we already know this answer because they're doing it on other networks as well.
Yeah.
People do trading on alternate networks, and then we're the one that you don't like. Your coins are already here. You don't even have to bridge over. Right. You've already got your free coins here. You can already access them by changing one setting in your MetaMask. It's awesome.
Dude, it sounds
well.
It sounds pretty awesome.
Well, that's the trick. That's the magic. Is you launch this whole network with all these new coins. How do you get those new coins to be valuable?
Right.
But by not letting anyone ever stop the trading, by having the same tickers, and by giving people a reason to back the value of the things they got free.
Right.
By rewarding them with a yield farming token. It's like a giant vampire attack, basically. It's a giant vampire attack.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another day on crypto and Pulsechain. Hope you guys are doing well out there, enjoying yourself, and still accumulation, but stocks, crypto and Pulsechain have all gone green, so that's kind of cool for the Friday results as we head into the weekend. And of course, also some bullish outlook there around the soft jobs and bigger rate cuts. So we're going to talk about that too. That's going to hopefully spur us on. October, right, is when I'm picking for things to really pick up there. Uptober, as they say. So looking forward to that. Let's get in the chat there, see who is in the house. We've got Sandy Beach. Hey, Hex Token, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Sandy Beach. And of course, it's Saturday here down under. So we're already in Saturday. It's currently 12 midday, basically, here in New Zealand. Let's see who else. We've got the Pulse there for the health and safety. Health and safety. Why did I say that? Health and fitness. Health and fitness sounds like a corporate. Health and safety. Health and fitness. Apparently, based on Harvard research, something like that, every hour that you do when fitness will give you 3 hours more life, longer life. How about that? 1 hour for 3 hours. So definitely worth being consistent with your health and fitness, especially as you get older as well. We've got MVS in the house there. Morning, family. Hey, MVS, hope you're doing well. He is crushing it on X right now, doing some great promotions. Especially around Mafia and a couple other things he's doing on there. So big shout out to MVS. Show some love for sure. We got Tintop in the house there. What's up, Mexicans? Hey, Tintop, hope you're doing well there. Hey, talking about Hex, EHEX is up pretty strong today. I think there was a big buyer in the market. It's pushed the Hex up on Ethereum quite nicely. Still, there's still tons of room to move. So nice little pump there today on EHEX. We got D-Hex in the house as well. What's up, Hexkins, Pulse-Hexkins, all around the world. Big shout out from D-Hex there. A longevity, says Sandy. Absolutely, the health and fitness so crucial. And of course, especially if we're sitting on a computer doing your work, not really moving, it's really important to get out and about. So kind of cool. Morning, Street Man and family. Hey, Brennan, hope you're doing well. Big shout out, our TA guru, and all around the Knights not doing too bad in the table. Definitely against above the Warriors. Didn't do too well this season, did they? Despite I think they had a good start, but definitely falling back there in the old rugby league. MVS says your comment alone got a couple hundred views, man. I know, that's incredible. MVS is really starting to crack the algorithm there on X. So big shout out. All right, let's get into it. Let's go for a gold, and we got the soft jobs report. August jobs report could sway Fed. So if we get that coming up, that could be bullish. So it's another cool thing with the big rate cuts. We want that. 50 basis points would be pretty nice. Anyway, the Dow Jones for Friday was up 0.25%, 96 points to 40,659. So doing really well. We've had a great week with the economic news. S&P 500 up 0.2%, 11 points to 5,554. And the Nasdaq there up 0.2%, 37 points to 17,631. So good all round. What a week. And let's see what happens to crypto over the weekend. That'd be pretty cool if we had a nice little rally. US dollar is actually down 0.5%, down to 102.24. So it's a bit of a big move for the US dollar. And of course, we are expecting a pivot if we get those interest rate cuts, right? So that's what we're looking forward to do there. Looking to oil at the moment with the Middle East and things like that. We've got Brent West Texas is down 2%, $1.50, $76.60. Brent oil is down at 1.8%, $1.46, down to $79.58. We got gold at the moment. Gold is up 2% at record levels, right? Gold is at record levels, $53.80 up today. Massive move there for gold to 2,546. So yeah, people are anticipating that big probably interest rate pivot and US dollar devaluation. Gold and silver could really soar. Silver is up 2.35% today, 66 cents, up at $29.08. So silver looking very, very good at the moment. So that's kind of the play there. Let's go to the Fed rate monitor and see how that is ticking away. We're really after the big interest rate pivots. We've got 4 weeks and 4 days and 17 hours to go until the meeting on 18th September. We have 75% of the market expecting a 25 basis point cut at the moment. Let's see what happens with that August job report. See if we can get that 50 basis points. And currently, we only got 25% of the market expecting that. And I'm kind of in that camp. I kind of think we might get a flip here, 50 basis points. But nevertheless, 25 would be pretty cool in September. Looking at November, we've got another 25 basis points as the majority position. That would give us 50 basis points, or half a percentage point by November. That's the play. And of course, December, I think, also has another 25 basis points kicked in there. So there we go. Might get 75 basis points, maybe 100, somewhere between 75, maybe 125 basis points or by the end of the year. It's definitely on the cards here. So looking good. And that's going to be good for homeowners, right? And of course, lending and everything else. So pretty cool. All right, let's jump over to the crypto. So crypto's up too, not only stock markets, but crypto is up as well. And we got Bitcoin there at $59,021. So a nice little increase in Bitcoin, up at 2.5% almost, 2.4%. Ethereum there at $2,596, almost up 1%, 9/10% there. Also Bitcoin dominance, 55%. So still pretty strong on Bitcoin dominance. Looking for that altcoin season, right? That's what we're looking for, that hyper move where magic money is made. BNB is up slightly. What else is looking interesting here? Actually, let's go back here. We got XRP is up 0.5%. ADA's up 1.5%, 33 cents. Tron's up 3%. Yeah. God, what's that Litecoin looking like there? 1.7%, $66. What else is sort of there? Matic. Let's have a look at Matic. Matic is up 0.75%, 40 cents there. Those are kind of the leaders at the moment across the board. Not too bad. We like the direction of that. Let's zoom in on Bitcoin a bit more. We can see here on the hourly, we had those two big down movements on the hourly, and then we had a nice little up movement here, a really nice movement overnight, and we got all the way up to 59,871, just shy of $60,000, and that's kind of cool. Currently, just taking that's tapering off a little bit here, down to 58,859. Let's go to the daily on the old Bitcoin, and we can see on the daily. We have got the blue line, which is the 200-day moving average. It's at 59,427, and we are just below that at the moment at 58,863 on a brand new candle. But yesterday's candle, very bullish, and almost got, definitely got over the 200-day moving average, but closed below. So let's see if we can get another green day here leading into the weekend on all that positive economic news. Why not? Can't see much holding it back. Obviously, Sunday's often a quiet sell day. But let's see if we can get a nice little green weekend for the old crypto. That's kind of where we're at the moment. You can see that we have the 50-day in yellow moving down. So we haven't got a death cross yet, but hopefully we'll avoid that and get through August, September, and then rally out the other side. That'll be cool. Otherwise, if it does cross, that it's very short on that one. And obviously, we talked about, we've got the interest rate cuts coming up in the US election. Obviously, we want Trump to win that, pro-Trump. Pro-freedom, pro-crypto, right? That's going to pump our bags even more. So that's the play there at the moment. Ethereum as well, looking on the hourly, had a likewise a little bit of a pump up there, got all the way up to around $2,600, back down just below $2,600 at the moment at $2,592 there on the hourly. Looking at the daily on Ethereum, we have the death cross on Ethereum, right? So not so cool. And we're currently at 2,592, and you've got this death cross, and we know that Gwei is super low. We know that the second layers have taken a lot of energy. That proto-dank sharding has kind of been negative for people. We know that we've started to get inflation back into Ethereum. So there's a couple of narratives going on there. But I think that those narratives will be overwhelmed by the money coming in through the Ethereum ETFs and into crypto generally. So I think that's going to get reversed. Technology is one thing, use is one thing, but when you got the money flows, you got the sentiment that can overcome all that. At the moment, 5,940. 2,594 is the current price at the moment, and we haven't taken out the all-time high, right? We got up to 4,100. We have, back here in March, we got up to 4,100. We didn't take out the 4,900 previous high, so a lot of work to be done there. Charts definitely, tapered off here, as you can see. So it's going to be a bit harder work for Ethereum. And now talking about the Gwei, super low, man. I mean, look at this. This is on ultrasound money. Look how low the Gwei is. I mean, we've got sub one Gwei. I mean, right now, earlier this, or at least a little bit earlier, we're at 0.85 Gwei. Crazy. So if you're minting some Zen miners, they're going to be super cheap, probably about $35, and they could be completely reversed in price next year, right? So food for thought there if you're doing some of those. And of course, ending hex stakes, right, on Ethereum, super cheap now at the moment. So everyone's not really worrying. Some people say, why do Pulsechain after all that? Well, it was still, a huge giant airdrop, and of course, people have had a lot of value created on that. So I mean, there is a lot of upside to that, and it is still very much cheaper than Ethereum, regardless of the Gwei being down this low. Still a lot cheaper, as we'll see when we get up to the Pulsechain updates. So, and of course, better for compounding, right? Compounding protocols. But once again, Ethereum is pretty friendly at the moment in terms of cost. People can, find acceptable, paying tens of cents, as opposed to Pulsex, where you've got, sub penny. But certainly a lot better for Pulsechain with compounding protocols and DeFi, and called Pulsechain still really is the DeFi chain from that point of view. Well, let's jump over into runes. Before we get into runes too much, let's see who else is in the chat here. And let's see where we got up to here. We got Brennan says, was season is over as of last night, says Brennan. So yeah, the Warriors are out. Pretty sad, to be honest. It's always in the head, Brennan, I think. That's why they got in the two finals over all these years, decades. And they just didn't have the mental game there. It's just the way it goes. There's something in that, right? Something in that. I think it's more systemic with the culture changes going on as well in New Zealand. So, a lot less people watching sport too, to be honest. What else? We've got MVS in the house there, Brennan, on X, and Feed Our Mafia. Yeah, that's right. Get out there, Brennan. And, of course, Go the Knights. That's Brennan's team. Still in the game, is it? But you got to get in the top 8, and you're still quite down, still far down, although you've done a lot better than the Warriors, that's for sure. Brennan says, I don't have X, but I'll share and post where I can. Someone else says, Brennan. Nice. Yeah, Gwei 0.87. Crazy, right, Sandy? Absolutely crazy. Brendan says, and ending Titan X miners. Yeah, that's true. So if you do Titan X, we talked about Dragon X the other day and Titan X. So if you're doing Titan X, it's super cheap as well. So not too bad for all those resurrecting the DeFi and GameFi, probably even the metaverses, right, on the old Ethereum from the last bull market. So some crazy stuff there. All right, let's get into the big news trend, of course, which is Rune Protocol. Coinbase has been talking about runes and stuff like that. So, I mean, some of the big tier ones are talking about it. And, of course, it has been dominating a lot of Bitcoin network transactions. Pretty heavy volume. At the moment, we've got DOG just still in the accumulation zone. There was a big buy earlier, a $72,000 buy on that one. It was a nice little buy. Down 4% at the moment, 4.83 cents. So certainly a very good entry. Market cap 284 million here on Magic Eden. Magic Eden is the number one DEX for runes and trading, ordinals and things like that. Bank Nakamoto dollar is down 10%. Ryzik down 14%. These two had a big move the other day, right? They were moving up 50% and stuff like that, 30, 50%. Whereas DOG wasn't actually moving at the time. So DOG's still in accumulation zone. One thing I'm going to come back to DOG because we're going to talk about the number of holders. Pups World Peace is up 20% at the moment. It's pretty good. Audi and Memes Go to the Moon are pretty flat. And Billion Dollar Cat up 7%. Rooney is up 13%. And number 10 is Liquidium, and that's down 1.25% at the moment. Now, one of my other favorite ones is Lobo, the Wolf Pup. That's up 3 and almost 4% to 1.3 sats. So not too bad at 70 million. And when Bitcoin runs, these are going to run hot. It's going to be crazy. Satoshi Nakamoto dollar number 13 up a little bit. So yeah, we've had quite a bit of a change in the top 10 there as well. Big move there, but runes, people are etching out, minting new runes. Pretty cool there, Magic Eden. Now we've obviously got runes as early on centralized exchanges. One of the first big exchanges to actually take on like Dog and other tokens has been Gate.io, and they've been crushing it on that. But we're looking for all the big tier ones, right? Binance and Coinbase and things like that of the world. They're definitely talking about runes in their communications. And some of them may be closer than others to launching. Once they do, of course, you get the big God mode candles. It's kind of what we're looking for there. Now we're looking at meme coins here over crypto, multi-chain, so all the different chains. We've got Dodge at the moment sitting at 14.6 billion. When we first started covering this, when I added it to the show format, we were sitting up at 24 billion. We're now down at 14.6. So that was when Bitcoin was up at 70K, right? 71K. And here we are now back down here at what, 58.5. So yeah, the markets come off. Now, obviously, meme coins are kind of a simple narrative for people to get into crypto, for easy to follow. And some people get disheartened by utility tokens, things like that, even though they have more fundamental TradeFi value. But here we are at the moment on Dogecoin. We've got SHIB at the moment is down as well. So they're all down for the week, as you can see, but Dodge is only down 3.7%. So that leader position is definitely holding it up. When you get down to a bit lower, you got a lot more volatility in play, right? You got Pepe is down 16%, and Dog with Hat over the last week is down 24%. They're all down a few percentage points at the moment, like Dog with Hat's down 6% over the last 24 hours. You can see they're pretty much all down there. Let me just make sure I've got the market cap set up right here. And we've got, Bonk down 16% for the week. Floki down 12%. Brett on base chain down 4%, 24 hours, down 20% for the week. Book of Mome as well, 6%, 15% respectively. Popcat there on Solana down 12% and 30% respectively. So you've still got a lot of these down there. Mockcoin down 32% for the week, down 11% the last 24 hours. And then we've got our good old friend Dog here on Bitcoin, number one meme coin on Bitcoin on runes. And of course, here we are down 13% for the week, but down 2% overnight. So not too bad. They're holding up at 278 million or so. So that's kind of the play there on Dog. But we're expecting some big moves, of course, for that. Big moves for runes and Dog there. Total market cap on crypto, 2.07 trillion, and up 1.15%. So just still early days. Really, we know that August, September was going to be volatile, and then looking really banking for that October bull run and up to October there. So that's kind of the play at the moment. We may get it as late as late September. Be interesting to see what the interest rates does. I do think the interest rate pivot will cause the stock market to probably a bit of consolidation, like it typically does. That's probably what you normally expect. But crypto could do its own thing, right? So that's kind of where we're looking there at as well. All right, that's going to lead us into Pulsechain. Days 462. Can you believe it? Let's see what other comments we've got here. We've got Steve Wright, Santa Barbara in the house. Thanks for helping me keep positive. Light on there, says Steve. Hey, you're welcome, Steve. Steve's a long-time supporter of the channel. Big shout out to Steve, and I hope you're doing well up there and DCAing for the win and the right stuff. We've got Trev as well. Always great info, says Trev. Hey, appreciate that, Trev. Big shout out to you as well. Yeah, I pretty much stream 6 days a week and have been for years. I used to do 7 days a week, and I used to do 2 shows per day as well. So, but we're trying to keep practical. From what's that? Denmark? Is that Denmark flag? Let me know there, Trev. All right, so let's jump over here. And yeah, the Pulsechain day 462. Can you believe it? We got Pulse at the moment. Quadruple 0363 is actually up 0.9%. It is at 36% of the main sacrifice price. We got Pulsex at the moment. Quadruple 0197 is up a third of a percent, sitting just below 20% of the main sacrifice price. The buy and burn keeps going up there, 953.9. Let's just call it 954 billion. Pulsex has been bought up and burned, part of the superior tokenomics of the Pulsechain Pulsex ecosystem. 4.72% of the public supply is gone forever. Isn't that cool? We've got INC there is at $1.87, is up almost 2%. And of course, almost half of that is from the Pulse price. The other half is from the ratio to Pulse. That is at 51,500 Pulse per incentive token at the moment. Total supply, 39.4 million INC in total supply there from the Pulsex V1 farms. moving to Hex. Hex has had a pretty good day. Hex is up 3.3%, so the best performer out of the Richard Hart coins, just under 4800th of a penny. And EHEX there was up a little bit earlier, higher than this earlier, but is at 1200th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX at 0.6 of a penny, so still super cheap, but it is the best performer today so far. Let's see if we can get a bit of a rally on into the weekend. That'd be quite nice. We'll get more buyers and sellers. That's basically it, right? So that is the day 462. Let's have a quick look at the charts overall. We've talked about the crypto news, but of course we've got specific news for Pulsechain. Excuse me. We had obviously Coast on ramp has come back, and so we've got that allowing people to directly on ramp to Pulsechain. You can find Brian's link in the video description if you want to join up the Coast, and hopefully you should be have that service available in your country, definitely in the United States. So check that out. Yeah, we've got Richard Hart's motion to dismiss coming up on the 22nd of August, so that's pretty much next week, right? And that is only 5 days away, so it's a pretty big deal. I see it as positive, but we probably won't see anything about that, is my guess, unless they just not sure of the process there. And then the next one there is 66 days to the oral arguments. So that's 66 days away on the 22nd of August. We know a lot of Pulsachins and Hexicans will be in New York for that, including Randy Yalaski. And then, of course, we've got it might take up to 2 or 3 months after that for it to get a judgment. So that could be December, January, something like that. So that's kind of the play. Our insurance policy, as I always call it, is going to be the US election on the 5th of November, just after that oral hearings in 22nd of October. And hopefully Trump wins that, right? It's kind of our insurance policy. We know it's going to change the SEC leadership, get rid of Gary Gensler, probably change the approach, remove lawfare, move to a pragmatic regulation. And of course, that then, probably drop a lot of the silly cases, including the one against Richard Hart that's possible there. So that could kind of, I see it like an insurance policy, not a dead certainty, of course, but certainly pretty positive. All right, so that is that at the moment. And let's jump over to, actually, did I talk about the price? Yeah, the price chart here. Obviously, just a nice accumulation zone, not much different from yesterday. We're back here, back in September here when we first had the SEC, back at those prices. So nice little accumulation at the moment here for Pulse. PulseX course looking better. We've still got this upward trend here. And we're just watching out to see if we can get a bullish cross on these moving averages here, which is the 13 and the 34. And we haven't got that yet, but maybe maybe next week. Let's see how we go. And we're still holding higher lows and this uptrend and good horizontal support. So PulseX looking pretty good. And I think once it goes, we're going to get some pretty, could get some pretty good prices. That being said, of course, we do have this SEC court case over the next, ticking out there, as I mentioned on Pulsechain. INC at the moment, pulse ratio. Sitting right in the middle of the range, and of course at 51,500. If you're in a PulseX V1 farm, you've probably been enjoying the income. It's been fantastic, and the price here sitting here from 51,500. I think once we do get a breakout, this we got $1.87 could become $10, $20 before you know it. So that's going to be interesting to see that, especially if it breaks past 71,000 a ratio, and it's currently at 51,500. Hex here at the moment is had a good day in the office yesterday. A nice green candle, good volume came in too. And here we are at the moment at 47, just under 48 of a penny. But the RSI rising as well on the daily also. So things looking much better there. So when we look at these moving averages here, we've got the pink and the purple. Yeah, we haven't even got a bullish cross yet, but it's definitely turning up. If we do get a bullish cross, man, we could have quite a really nice little price pump there. As well on PX. EHEX as well had a big day. This is what people are talking about. We jumped, from 1100th of a penny to almost 1400th of a penny. In percentage terms, that was a really good day. We're still up about 10% at the moment on EHEX. So not bad, right? Not bad. And what would that have been? That would have been a pretty nice move. Yeah, 22% move on that. So nice and a big volume candle coming in there. Not bad, right? Not bad volume candle there at all. And a nice continuation of this uptrend. So EHEX there, the standout performer, funnily enough. Made some nice gains to be made there. All right, so let's jump over to the overall Hex derivatives. Let's have a look at the performers at the moment. Maximus, the 15.2 year Hex mining pool. It's going to be the big whale out there in the future with the Hex Gold Whale. It's coming out after the Hex Gold Whale. It's going to be interesting, but the Hex Gold Whale has been pretty friendly, so Maximus is going to be the boss out there for sure. That is 5.8% today. Not bad. Very low liquidity, but still doing pretty well there. Acosa up 4%. Hedron up 3.5% on Ethereum. Lucky the Lucky the 7-year. Is it Lucky the 7-year one? Yeah, 7-year is up 2.9%. So we've got a bit of movement across the board there with the Hex derivatives. Looking at stablecoins at the moment. Our speculative ones here, PDI, USDC, USD Tether. They're up. PDI's up almost a 0.2%, up 7.7%, followed by those other two. That's pretty much it. LUSD not doing too much, down 1% at the moment. And finally, influencer coins. Let's go to that. Influencer coins, more token for Trayvon is up 7%. Maddie Allen is up 4.7% at $2.60, but there's no liquidity in there, $627. So I know there's been a lot of stuff on X platform, which we don't cover here. So you can check that out if you want to get into all those feeds on X. Solid X is the one that we're picking for a good tip. And by the end of the year, we could have a big game there from Dragon X. And that's up to 2.25%, currently $15. Remember, that went to $265 inside a week when it launched. And so that could have big upside, particularly if that game does very well on the old Pulsechain. And yeah, let's see how that goes. Steve Scuba Steve there, up 2.4%. Paul Pleb up 2.2%. That's kind of the notable ones there. Let's jump over to overall Pulsechain, shall we? Overall, what Pulsechain's done overall today. Let's see here. How many times can I repeat that? I do not know. Where's Pulsechain gone, man? Oh, there it is up here. Let's go. $9 million in weekly volume there for Friday. Obviously, we want to get this back over 25 million a day. That'd be much better, obviously, than these low sub $10 million volumes, especially during a weekday. 143,000 transactions. Nice to get that back over 400,000. That'd be pretty cool. Looking at the best performers at the moment, trending. This one here keeps pegging at the top here. I don't know why. This terrible one here called Hexkin Scumbags keeps trending up there. I don't know. There's not many transactions on it, so I just kind of ignore it. Probably best to do that. Haven't really checked it out, so just leave that one there. We got Leonidas though, is up 13%. That's kind of the top performer here on trending. PDC, the Greys, which I definitely think is one of the better ecosystems on Pulsechain for pumpermentals, and that is up 8.3%, so doing pretty well there. Teddy Bear is up 7.8%. King Pui, is it the King 2? Is it the Phoenix, the one that rises from the ashes after the LP pool wasn't set up quite right? That is up 3.3% there, part of the Randy Alaski token ecosystem, which is doing pretty well on the most part, I think, overall. Was there a $1 up 6.8%? Inky is up 6.7%. Pika is up 6.3%. Many of these you'd be familiar with if you watch the show. You would see these often. UFO, so this UFO is related to the PDC Greys, and they're both up 6.5%. So yeah, definitely been one of the better performers, right? While we're waiting for Pulsechain to do the magic carpet ride. So some of the better performers there. Yeah, the other one related to PDC, obviously UFOs all up there. So doing pretty well today on that. So those are the kind of the honorable mentions. We've got lots of others below that are up below 5% gain, ticking away there. So a little bit of green candles. We'll take that at the moment. That leads us into the Pulsechain. So obviously we're going to get into the gas prices at the moment. 130,000 beats, super cheap on Pulsechain. So you think Ethereum is super cheap right at the moment, less than 1 Gwei. Well, Pulsechain is really cheap today, 130 beats. That's super low, and that's 549 times cheaper than Ethereum. Pretty crazy. So at the moment, PulseX only 0.2 of a penny for a PulseX swap, 100th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 300th of a penny for PRC Trini transfer. So super duper cheap over on Pulsechain at the moment, even with Ethereum Gwei below 1 Gwei. 48,500 validators at the moment on Pulsechain at 1.55 trillion. Pulse is locked away with those validators, so they're earning nice little passive income. Like I say, with the Pulsechain price down right now in this accumulations spot here, pretty amazing to get 32 million Pulse and become a validator, or get multiple validators. Pretty good opportunity there. Now let's go over to the bridge. This is kind of the heartbeat, right? The bridge, and in terms of the amount of money coming in over, we got 92.4 million. Now you guys know I took a snapshot yesterday. Actually, I didn't take the total, unfortunately, but I think we're pretty similar to yesterday. Is the way I look at that from memory. Let's have a quick look at the US dollar amount. So we've got 27.6 million. We're up slightly on that. Actually, we're up about $20,000 on the old DAI. Looking at Ethereum, we're at 2390. So we're actually up a lot there. We're up maybe $450,000 on the Ethereum. That's kind of cool. USDC is 17.4, so that's down a couple thousand. USD Tether is at 10.2, so that's down. That's actually up about 12,000. EHEX there, that's going to be the big mover, right? EHEX, so we must be up from yesterday. EHEX there is up from 7 million yesterday, and we're sitting at 7.3, so it's up $300,000 on that little EHEX pump. It's kind of neat. Coast will be the same, and Bitcoin is up slightly as well, up about 40,000. So yeah, we have gained yesterday, but I don't have the total that we had yesterday. So that is pretty cool. So a bit more money in the old bridge. Nice. And that leads us into the overall numbers there. We just started day 463. So we'll talk about that. Not tomorrow because I'll take the day off, but we'll talk about it again on the following day when I do my next live stream. That gets us into Hex, of course, for day 720 on Ethereum. Can you believe it, for Hex? That's some crazy stuff there. And let's have a look. Have we got the latest results out? Oh, they've updated all the results. Look at that. So it looks like they've updated all the Ethereum results now. We're back in August. So congratulations. Hexstats.today is now up to date. Now, obviously, we're waiting for today's results, which were day 1719 for Ethereum and day 400 and what did I say? 463 is it for Pulsechain? Let me just double check that because I forgot. Or was it 462? I can't remember. Let's have a quick look. 462, yeah, 462 for Pulsechain. So we're waiting for those results to come out. But we do have yesterday's results, so let's quickly talk about that. Ethereum there, we've had pretty good results, 7.33 Hex on Ethereum. And because we didn't cover any of these other days, we've had some really good results. Look at 7.5 there, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. We haven't been covering this since July, I think it was, because it hadn't been updated. So the middle of July, you've had some pretty nice little payments, 7.77 here on the end of July. And I think we started missing data from about here. But everything, look at that, 7.5. So Ethereum doing very well on the payments here. Isn't that cool? Now, yesterday we didn't cover that because it hadn't come out yet, but we did get a pretty good payout too, 7.166 Hex on the old Pulsechain. And obviously we're waiting for today's results, so we'll wait a little bit longer for that, see if that comes as well. All right, let's see here. Bam, bam, bam. Let's go to any of the other comments here. Let's have a look. What else we got there? The Trev says Dominican Republic. Sorry about that. I said Netherlands, didn't I? Something like that. Dominican Republic. Thank you, Trev. Putting me right there. Rod Patrick says people saying why do Pulsechain when the ETH gas fees are so low at the moment? Tell them how much it will cost in a bull run when Gwei is well over 100. That's true, Rod Patrick. That is a very good point. Trev says still buying Pulsex daily, $5 a day. Nice one there, Trev. Hey, look, yeah, I mean, just a simple strategy like that. Accumulate a lot of pulse in it, Pulsex, and if it does a 20x or 50x or whatever, it could do some amazing things for that. Roger Patrick, good morning, Superman and all. Hey, Rod, good morning to you. We got Brennan House there. Hope we do decorrelate from stocks when rate cuts begin. Me too, Brennan. I think that's going to be pretty important since crypto has obviously had a rally this year with Bitcoin taking out a new all-time high, but we really haven't seen that big super duper hyper rally, and I think that's coming. It's coming very soon. We have seen that in previous Bitcoin halvings, and we're yet to see it so far, but I think it's coming. And maybe October is the kickoff for that. So still pretty bullish about that. Obviously, it'd be very, very important that Trump wins as well. Obviously, we don't want the stock market to crash, major correction, 30-50%, for example. We obviously don't want any global wars. They're going to, crush the world in some way. So fingers crossed that things can be pushed back for some time. We got Ryan Torres. He has a great stream with Eric of DragonX. Yeah, we did that the other day. It was a really good interview there. And, of course, DragonX performing like a boss. They're over on Ethereum. One of the projects that we cover in our strategy club. So if you want to join our strategy club, links in the video description for that. Yeah, definitely doing pretty well there on the Titan X ecosystem. And that thing's not going to be holding back. DragonX Titan X is really getting into the golden era. Once we get through that September inflation, October's going to be insane. But it's probably going to move well before that. And we've already seen some good movements in that price. Hey, Crypto Fury in the house there. Hey, all. Hey, Crypto Fury. Hope you're doing well. Mafia represent. So Crypto Fury is in the syndicate. Big shout out to everybody in the syndicate family. Keep up the great work. Keep improving your wealth position, getting us stronger for the game start. You can always increase a bit. So definitely get out there, do that. Ryan says, in your opinion, which will do the most X's this cycle? Hex, E-Hex, Pulsex, or Pulse? Well, so far out of those, I would say Pulsex at the moment. So Pulsex is probably the one there that seems to be getting support from many magic outrides and boosts. So that's kind of the one I'm feeling at the moment. And also the buy and burn there ticking away. Also, what else are we going to say about that? Yeah, Pulsex, INC probably. But Hex could be the chosen one as well. So it's a little bit iffy there. Hex got a lot of upside to it. So at this stage, probably Pulsex at the moment. Once we get on an uptrend, though, Ryan, we could see some pretty crazy things happen with all of those across the board. Trev says, this channel will age well, Superman. One of the few influences that have kept my spirits up, says Trev. I appreciate that so much. That really is cool. Yeah. Hey, look, the way I've always looked at it is that we're sharing the journey together. And I thought I might as well stream about it, right? And so I've been doing that for the last couple of years. And I was there at X Day 1, on the AA lobby. And I was one of the early streamers there. But I had a different channel. But one of the early streamers there, doing referrals for X. So cool. It was up to 32%, self-refer and stuff like that. But it was doing pretty well. So really enjoyed that AA lobby and X. Richard Hart doing all his Rebel streams, and I did talk a little bit about that with Eric from Dragon X the other day, who jumped into Hex in I think it was March, April of 2020. Which is pretty cool. Yeah. I often play that video of Richard Hart at the beginning. In fact, let's play it now while we're here. Richard Hart's excitement on the 7-hour live stream he did when Hex launched around about the 3rd of December there, 1919, which was crazy. 19, did I say 1919? 2019. My bad. 2019. It's not the end of World War One. It wasn't the end of World War One. Although you would think it's been around that long, so it's like in 5 years. That's pretty hilarious. But this is a bit of a clip for that I edited out.
Hello, everybody. I've waited a very long time for this day. It's finally come. I'm very happy. So let's talk about what happened.
So I really like that. That's the beginning of a 7-hour stream, which I clipped out a little bit. But it was a great day for sure. We'd waited a long time for that too, that launch. So well over a year. So it was pretty cool. Brent says that's the $1 million question, right? Indeed. Pulsex looking the strongest at the moment, says Brennan. Yeah, I would have to agree with that too. Thoughts on loan and what? Yeah, well, they'll all get boosted, Ryan. They'll all get boosted. All the top utility tokens will get boosted when we get an uptrend. At the moment, they're just down on the downtrend. They're kind of leverage play to some degree. The other thing is, of course, utilization as well. It has some of the liquidation type systems in there do limit, I think, the uptake. That's why I'm so bullish about PSD Algo, right? And hopefully Jacob launches that sooner than later, certainly during the bull market, because that deals with the scalability issue that we do have with liquidity forks, right? It's great to have them, of course. That was how much ETH gas fees at the top of the last bull run. Hey, they went up to thousands of Gwei, Rod. They went to thousands of Gwei. There were spikes when you'd have NFT launches, and the Gwei was thousands. But now, they've got Proto-Dank sharding, they've got second layers have boomed, Optimism, Atrium, Base Chain, and things like that. So things have changed a lot, The network effects have changed a lot too. I'm not really into the network effect economics because I think there's a lot of flaws with that. Definitely first movers do pretty well. But I do think that overall crypto is going to be flooded full of a lot of money through these ETFs. And once we get that hyper move, it's going to be pretty awesome. Still got to pick the winners though, right? Still got to pick the winners. What else there? We got Super is the man of the people with content, says Brent. Hey, appreciate that. Shout out to you. All right, so let's see if we got the hex details here. Let me just jump down here. 19. We got no. They're still not out yet. Okay, still not out. They're just trying to cause trouble. I might talk about them tomorrow. They're not actually updated yet, so hex is not here, which leaves us at 40 minutes on the live stream. Probably think I'll probably wrap it up there. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. We covered the Friday stock market, which was green. We covered crypto, which is kind of green, and we got Pulsechain, which is kind of green as well, so not bad. Soft drop growth for August, man. Big rate cuts is what we're looking for. 50 basis points would be awesome. 25 basis points would be decent. But like I say, get interest rate cuts, 3 of them in a year. It's going to be pretty awesome, right? And then, of course, we can get Trump as president. Well, not only will we boost crypto, but we're going to save the free world, not the Western world, because authoritarians are about to take over everything. We see the UK. I don't know if you've seen the UK. The judges are so unethical over there now. They're locking people up for their social media posts. It's absurd. And letting true criminals doing high crimes, leaving them out of jail and not actually, prosecuting them. It's a madness. It's an upside down world. So yeah, Trump is the only one that's going to save us out there. That is it. And so yeah, fingers crossed. The election results go the right way. What else have we got here? Let's see. We go back up here. I got Trev says, "Thank goodness for this clear narrative. I feel we are finally getting to an uptrend too. Much money coming in," says Trev. Yeah. October really is the pick-off thing. I don't really see much holding us back after that. Maybe like September even is possible with the interest rate pivots. We'll see. Thank you, Superman, says Ryan. You're most welcome. Thank you, Hex Token, says Sandy Beach. Trump 2024, says Ryan. Absolutely. Pump the crypto, pump freedom. That's what we want. Take down the deep state and the global institutions before they take away all our freedoms and indoctrinate more of our children. Yes, sir. All right, let's play out something cool on the way out, shall we? Let's play some music. Why don't we do that? Let's save some music and then I'll play out the Magic Carp ride. How about that? I think so. I think it's a good place to finish. Let me go to desktop here. I'm going to play Hexco. How about that? I really do like this version. Scott Harris. And this is dedicated out to all of you. And cool. All right. Take care. Bye for now.
It's fun to watch Hex pumping up the charts. It's left behind all kinds of broken hearts who didn't buy the dip, who didn't DCA. And now that we're on a rip, it's hard to look away. Now I'm not the one to hand out free advice, but as for me, I wouldn't dare think twice about buying a bag, since we're still somewhat down. This rocket ship's about to break the speed of sound. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now, I tip my hat to everyone who minds. You're getting paid out while you're killing time. It makes room for a nice vacation to the beach, perhaps a celebration now that you are rich. Ha ha! Ignore the haters who all called you crazy. You studied hard while they were being lazy. Now you're packing bags, about to take a ride up on that rocket ship, mooned up and starry-eyed. I feel these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now that we're summer bound and the sun is bright, I see that it's not round but rather has 6 sides. It's a work of art that's written into code, designed by Richard Hart to make our bags explode. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Yeah, we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride.
And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just